Hello, this is Brycey here for Extreme Gaming Video, and we are starting off with our Let's Talk Gun series. First off, the M4A1 carbine. This is the very first assault rifle. It's a COD. It's a very all the way back to COD 4. Been in COD 4, Mod 2, and now this. It was not in Black Ops because Black Ops is obviously set a little bit in the past. The M4. What can I say about the M4? It's not my favourite gun. I'm not going to be honest with you. Other than these gameplays I got with it, not a good gun. I'll be honest with you. For the starting guns, for the first two starting guns, I wouldn't go assault. I'd wait till you unlock something better, like the Scar. The Scar's a good gun. The starting SMGs are good. The starting ARs are not good. The M16's not good. This M4 isn't good. It's just a sort of bit of an all-round rifle, to be fair. It's got medium recoil, I'd say, medium fire rate, medium accuracy. It's just a medium gun. You're never going to dominate far range. You're never going to dominate close range. It's okay if you need a weapon. It's a good one to pick up. As long as you can get the recoil. I've got kick on it and red dot sight. That seems to work the best way. It's very similar to the Modern Warfare 2 one. It's nothing like the Call of Duty 4 one, which had a very slight circular recoil, low power. You know, it's like I said, it's almost identical to the Modern Warfare 2 one. I did not enjoy using this gun anyway. It was, like I said, it's just irritating. I seem to lose some gun battles, and I don't like losing gun battles. It was hard to find where it was good at. You know, medium range is alright, but then you can get outslayed by other better guns of their quality. I suggest using either, if you want an automatic, a good automatic, ACR or the Scar L. They're both better guns than this. Let's have a look. It's obviously it's a fully automatic first unlock gun as soon as you get creator class. Its damage at close range is 42, which is a 3-bullet kill, not including any headshot bonuses. Its long range damage is 20, which is a 5-bullet kill, which is horrendous when you think about it. But obviously that doesn't include headshot bonuses anyway, which means it could be a 4-bullet kill if you get a headshot in your 4th bullet. What else? Just have a look. Rounds a minute, 780 rounds a minute, or 13 rounds a second it's known as. It's got fairly good time to kill range, time to kill speed. Close is 0.154 seconds and long is 0.308. Drop time and raise time are pretty good. It's got one of the longer reloads for the assault rifle classes. No, it's not actually got one of the quicker reloads. I'm lying. It's second only in quickness to the ACR, which is one of the guns I recommended actually. Obviously being assault, it's got 95% run speed, so you know what you're dealing with. It's got one of the better recoils. Like I said, it's basically in the middle of the recoils. It's not brilliant, but it's not bad. Its range change is about 800. I can't remember what units that is for, but you think the M16 is 2000, the Scar L is 1200, so it'll drop off after about 800. It's in the shortest range of drop-offs, if you know what I mean. It will be the assault rifle that loses range quickly. It's just, I'll tell you something, recording these gameplays was hard with this gun because I don't like it. It's not inimical to my style. I like being accurate or powerful. You need to know, I like a gun to be one extreme or the other because you can play to its strengths. This is a medium sort of gun, so I sort of kept back a little bit, supported, just took people where I could. But it isn't, don't get me wrong, this isn't awful. It's not like, oh, you should avoid this gun at all costs. This is a solid gun if you get good with it. This is a not bad map for this gun, to be fair, because it doesn't need to go. You don't need to go long range with it because there isn't any real long sight runs on this range. But it's quite close combat, and this does work for this gun. It's not horrific for close combat as some of the other ARs like the Type 95 can be, because obviously it's burst fire. The M16 is awful close range because of its burst fire. Along with some of the semi-automatics. Things about this gun, I'll read some things out about this gun. Obviously the real life gun, this real life gun is mainly used by, well, I say mainly used, it's predominantly used in the United States Army, replacing their M16. It's based off the M16A2 assault rifle, you know, their carbine variant. Let me read some stuff off Wikipedia for you. This will be good. This gun was actually going to be replaced by the XM8. If you've seen the XM8, it hasn't been in any COS because it was only a prototype and not really taken up by any mainstream armies. They did a test of this gun once in real life against the Scar and the and the XM8, and this had over of 60,000 rounds fired. I think this had 8 times the amount or 7 times the amount that the other two had in failures. But yeah, the military defended it, and it stayed as the gun. So I don't really know why they did that, but they've done the same thing with dragon skin. If you ever know that argument between defender armor and dragon skin armor, I hope you do. Otherwise, that's just me rambling. What can I say about this? Let's have a look. It uses 5.56 times 45mm NATO ammunition. Gas operated air-cooled magazine fed. Selective fire, obviously. These are the guns you usually see any US Army walking around with. Very common gun everywhere, instantly recognisable due to its design. Basically the M16's little brother. What can I say? You know what? This Type 95 really bothers me. You're absolutely useless against a Type 95. This gun to use, its recoil can seem a bit random sometimes. You just got it's mainly vertical, I want to say. So just keep it down a little bit, and just be aware that long range, any other assault rifle will pretty much hammer you, because this isn't good. This is a medium range gun, and I can't recommend it for long range at all, which is why it works fairly well on this map. You know what? I'm not doing bad in this gameplay. So that's a good thing. But I just want to point out, we're going to do this whole series. I should probably introduce Let's Talk Guns. This whole series is going to be, I'm going to say this whole series once more. Whole series, I'm going to do all the assault rifles, all submachine guns, light machine guns, snipers, shotguns, and then if I've got time I'll do all the machine pistols and pistols. I play competitive Call of Duty. Do not use this competitive, whatever you do. It's not worth it. There are so many better guns out there, as I've pointed out several times. I can't even recommend using it in publics unless you're comfortable with this gun. Obviously go with a gun you're comfortable with. You'll infinitely be better than the gun you can't really handle. This is a bit, you're going to see me die a lot. This pave load just has something out for me and kills me over and over again. The other guns, because this is, like I said, this is a COD 4 and M4A1 gun. The G36 used to be a lot like this, but more powerful and slightly more recoil. Now the guns are pretty much changed. I think they have very similar recoil, just very different sounds. I'd say they're almost identical, to be honest. Apart from the G36 is actually less powerful, but more powerful at range, and it's got a slightly longer drop-off range. But I'd use the G36C over this. Oh, definitely. So that's the gun you should compare it to. This is its closest familiar gun, the G36C. If you do want to use it, like I said, you've got to be about medium range. Don't try and take anyone on long range, because every assault rifle spanks this in long range. It's just not good. Snipers will do you very quickly, and very close range. This is probably the best gun for a chance against any short range from the assault rifle class, unless you get lucky with a hipfire spray. I don't know. I wasn't looking forward to doing this gun. I want to do the M16. I do want to do the M16, but the M16's bad. I didn't use any assault rifles until I unlocked the SCAR, because it's just horrific. It's not a good enough gun to really, if you want to do well with. What else can I say about this gun? This gun, for me, was better in Call of Duty 4. Because it's had its little low recoil niche, if that's what you want to call it. Its bullet penetration isn't brilliant. It's got one of the least bullet penetrations, but I don't know if you've found on this game, the bullet penetration, everything's like Swiss cheese. It goes through absolutely everything. And I think Modern Warfare, obviously, when they kicked off Call of Duty 4, one of their key things was, I don't know if you remember, was, oh yeah, you can shoot through various things like sheet metal. You can go through really easy. Concrete bricks you won't. And as Modern Warfare 2 come out, that got less like that. It's like, oh, you can shoot through a lot more now, because in Call of Duty 4 you had the bullet differentials. You know, small bullets in your MP9 wouldn't go through paper, but big M60 bullets would cut through a tank. You know, whereas with this, it just seems like you can cut through just about anything if you keep spraying long enough. And doesn't even do very much reduced damage. I'd love to see the actual stats for it. I've never seen the actual stats. Anyone's done a test of how much it affects you on this game, shooting through things. It's slightly inferior to the M16 in terms of ballistic performance, I'm reading. It's got a short barrel by about 6 inches of the from the M16. Apparently this becomes apparent over ranges of 300 yards and below. but statistically, however, most small arms engagement occur within 100 yards. This means the M4 is an adequate weapon for the majority of troops. Apparently it's mainly carried, it's a very good candidate for non-infantry troops, vehicle crews, clerks, staff officers, that sort of thing. It has a telescoping buttstock. That's that very funny buttstock you can see on any picture you look at it. Different to the M16, which obviously has a solid stock. But I don't know. It's just, I mean, obviously this gameplay it went well and then it went badly for me. Funny enough, we seem to do worse on the defense because of that pavo. I'm hoping. I said this was a very long game. I was hoping it wasn't going to go all the way to overtime, but we can obviously win the attack, and we were determined to win the defence. In the end, the actual overtime goes really well for me. But actually, this will probably be sped up a little bit in the actual thing. What else can I say about it? You know, I want to compare this because this gun is nothing compared to the Type 95, which is the dominant assault rifle, and the ACR in this game. Although I've had this argument with several people because they say, oh, the ACR is so dominant, etc., etc. And I don't think it's got that much recoil more than the ACR. I actually prefer the Scar. I find the Scar fires a little bit faster, and the recoil is almost identical. Obviously, the ACR is much like the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 one, in the fact it's got no recoil. See, I just watched that shot. You've obviously just watched that shot with me, but it just seemed like I wasn't even near him. But obviously in game, because I'm watching this in theatre, so obviously on in game I would have been on. That's just a little bit of lag from theatre mode and host, whoever was host and saved it. I said, you just saw me there. About here, this is about the right range for this gun, from where I'm standing, shooting downwards. We'll obviously get shot down there. I'm running with low kill streaks because I've tried for about a couple of hours to get a half decent gameplay with this. I know it's not the best gameplay, and some of the maps I just couldn't deal with it. It wasn't. Like I said, do I run it SMG? Do I go close? Or do I go long range? And I like doing one of them two things. You know, I'm either getting good assault rifle and laying down long range support fire and being aggressive, you know, or defensive, or being an SMG and just being really aggressive and getting in close. So I can't see, unless you just want to be like I'm doing, sort of a support player, taking out people close to medium range, but you want a bit more accuracy. This is the gun for you. But I will point out again, I do not recommend this gun. I've seen this gun a lot with the 2 attachments per red dot silenced. I've tried it a little bit, and it just seemed to me even worse than the original because it was even more underpowered. It just seemed just pointless. You know, why would you put a silencer on it? I know, I get where you put a silencer on it and run behind people, but you're better off putting it on a UMP or an MP5 because then you get the speed to get behind people and quiet, or a P90 side pressed. That's also a good one. In fact, almost any SMG with a suppressor is better than this gun with a suppressor. And I hope that, fortunately, as I said, this isn't one of the dominant guns in the game, so you don't see it that often apart from in new players, and then people generally switch as soon as they can. I used to see a lot of CM901, I believe it's called, and that I never understood why people use that gun. Just seemed to me that was far too much recoil for it, didn't outweigh the benefits. You know what, I was going to do another OP class, but no one really gave me one that wanted me to do it about. UMP plus range of rapid fire is definitely overpowered. The what's it called, the PP901, I'm seeing that gun all the time, custom, either with rapid fire. Everyone sticks rapid fire on it, and usually 2 attachments, either suppressor or red dot and rapid fire. More often the suppressor, especially in Search and Destroy. I see it. You know what, this is a good bit coming up here. I take down a few people, and it's just like, how on earth did you survive? That was a bad hip fire. Drop down here, spray some more. Knife. See, that didn't even show the knife properly. I definitely got him in my one. I flicked up. You know what, this is actually a good map. I like this map. It's very small, symmetrical, maybe too big for 6v6. 4v4 is better. It is quite heavily bounced towards the defensive people. Anyway, right, this has been the M4 carbine. Give me some comments, some feedback. Hopefully the next video won't be so long. We'll see how it goes. This has been Let's Talk Guns with Brycey. Give me your opinions. I really want your opinions, your comments, your likes. Follow me on Twitter. Everything will be in the underworld underneath. final score for that game was... What was the final score for that game? There we go, 51 for 27, 17 assists, plus a defuse, a bomb plant, etc, etc. Right, I hope you've enjoyed watching, and I hope you'll watch again. Thank you very much.